In schools across Alberta, kids are attending gay-straight alliances, support groups for LGBTQ students, many of them still struggling with the idea of coming out to their parents. It's been a bit of a rough road to get to this point, but one the Education Minister feels has been helpful.
I've chose a collaborative path over the last 2 years, working with schools to build coherent and policy that they own themselves.
To date, the majority of Alberta schools have policies in place, but there are still some holdouts. About 20 have refused to take part, most of them private, and Minister Egan says he's run out of patience.
We believe that any school that's receiving public money should have the same provisions for protecting children in their schools.
Egan plans to make a law that will compel every school that receives public funding to have an anti-bullying policy in place that includes provisions around sexual orientation, expression, and identity. And if they don't get in line, funding will be cut.
Private schools here in the province of Alberta receive 70% of funding, which is very significant.
There is a second part to this legislation. Egan will also bar schools from notifying parents that their kids are attending a GSA, taking direct aim at UCP leadership hopeful Jason Kenney.
This whole idea, like Jason Kenney called it, outing students that join a GSA, we would make that against the law.
Kenney has said he supports current GSA legislation, but feels principals and school counselors should have the freedom to speak with parents about a student's well-being.
It is not the government's job to parent the children of Alberta. We need to trust our parents.
A position shared by Donna Trimble, the head of Parents for Choice in Education.
We need to recognize that this is the forbidding of the engagement of parents in the needs of vulnerable students in school under law.
Trimble's group is urging supporters to flood Minister Egan's office with phone calls opposed to the law changes, but Egan is standing firm and plans to have the legislation in place this fall. Tom Vernon, Global News.